Facebook Live page. This is continuing coverage from what Dennis Phillips was doing with Paul Lagrone and Lauren St. Germain on our broadcast channel. We have been traveling from Pinellas, and now we're in Polk County. We're in Kathleen, and behind me is Kathleen Middle School. School officials are walking around the school assessing the damage. Right now it is pretty significant. I'm standing on a pile of shingles that came from the roof behind me. You can see them right here, and then all of this debris. So if you pan up and you see where this is the side part of the school. This is away from the junior high section. They're all kind of conglomerated in the same area, but that is all roof debris that was ripped out. We're told that there were some water lines in there that got ripped out when the storm came through. Possibly what we're hearing, a tornado that was on the ground for several minutes for a substantial amount of time as Dennis was tracking this, and it just ripped through this area. Behind me on Sherritz Road or Sherritz Drive, an RV flipped onto a home. We're told that the people that live there are out of town, and thankfully no one was injured. That RV flipped from a parking spot pretty far away from it onto the top of the roof of that single-story house, and that is just across the street from Kathleen Middle School that you're looking at right now. There are power crews out here, as well as the Polk County Sheriff's Department and other local law enforcement, trying to make sure no one goes out into the streets because they're super dark, and obviously power lines have come down. There's no power where you're looking right now. That's why you only see the lights of law enforcement. We've been staying to areas and parking lots away from any of the power lines so that we avoid coming into contact with any of those power lines as well. So just have to be really careful out here. It is extremely dark, and you can see some of these school officials now here to my left who are also walking this area. Polk County Schools, obviously this is a Friday night. They told us they're already in communication with the superintendent, and they're going to try to figure out exactly what they're going to do Saturday and Sunday. But the damage here, most of the roof until we can get our chopper up in the air, until we can see daylight, we could see more damage. But doing a walkthrough and seeing this entire section, there is a lot of damage here to Kathleen Middle School, and folks just trying to figure out what the next step is. We started our night tonight around 9 o'clock in Seminole and Pinellas County. That is where another possible tornado touched down in what is appearing to be an outbreak tonight with Tropical Storm Nestor that is still out in the Gulf, moving at a high rate of speed, but kicking up a lot of surge and also spinning up these squall lines that have caused a lot of problems for people across Pinellas County and into Polk County and Hillsborough County. There have been off and on tornado warnings all night. Right now, we are not in a tornado watch or a warning, which is a good thing. People here definitely on high alert. Polk Sheriff cruising by me right now. Some of the homes here have power. A couple of the other homes don't. It's hit or miss, just probably like this storm came through, hit or miss. You can see to the left where it's really dark. I can see it. I can tell that there's really not a lot of damage there, but just right on the other side of the road, it took out a huge chunk of Kathleen Middle School. So where we stand tonight is we know that a lot of trailer parks, mobile home parks in the Pinellas area, Seminole, 12 Oaks area were hit. We spoke to a woman whose carport was ripped off in Seminole. She was home at the time. She heard the tornado warning, but she said that she only had about 30 seconds to do anything. And by the time she could even react and realize the storm was coming towards her, it was too late. So she lost her roof. That's in Seminole and Pinellas County. Now we're in Polk County and Kathleen. I know I have a colleague of mine who's in Lakeland that was tracking damage as well. And then we've been seeing on social media that's been sent to us videos of people on I-4 near the Polk Parkway area where that semi flipped over. That area is shut down at I-4 in those westbound lanes because that semi possibly was hit by the tornado. We've seen debris flying across the roadway from when all of this sort of kicked up. We did talk to a neighbor. She lives right across the street. She was out here walking around looking at damage. She said she actually graduated from Kathleen Middle School, and she was shocked as well. Her and her husband were asleep at the time, and they woke up just to the sound of the noise and the banging. They didn't hear that classic train sound, but they heard a lot of damage and a lot of debris going on outside. That's when they woke up and they went and took cover. That was around the time that we were seeing this tornado warning for an extended period of time here in Polk County from the south from I-4 and then reaching up here towards the Kathleen area. So a lot of people were asleep, and it's dark out, and when these storms come through, it's super scary, especially especially when they're rain wrapped. So we've been traveling around this area, trying to bring this coverage to you in the middle of the night, just so when you wake up, you kind of have an idea of what's going on. And I think the thing that we should start remembering now tonight, as we're standing out here, we're just getting a little bit of rain, but if you're tracking the radar, you want to have your alerts on your weather radio. You want to keep your phones charged. You want to have some way to be woken up if there are any more tornado warnings. There's still a lot of energy in the Gulf. There's still a lot of squall lines that are coming in. I know when Dennis got off the air, Sarasota was starting to get some of those squall lines come in. And when you look at the lightning on the radar map, it was incredible. I think Dennis said about 5,000 strikes. So that's something definitely tonight. If you want to, for lack of a better term, sleep with one eye open, or just be on guard, or just have your alerts on, it could save your life, because these folks were asleep and they were just to the right of this school and it missed her house. So she's thankful tonight. She said her and her husband woke up, but if they were sleeping and they didn't wake up in time, who knows? We don't even want to think about what would have happened. So a lot of people have been driving around to check out the damage, and police are telling people to just stay home. Let them do their thing, let them figure out where these down power lines are, and just let them sort of assess all the damage. But we'll give you one more look here at Kathleen Middle School and just sort of show you the roof. This is a large section of a wing of the school. Alarms are going off. We know the school has significant amount of flooding inside, not only from the rainwater, but we're told by school officials that some of the water lines in the school broke as well. So a dark night. There are more storms on the way. We are monitoring this throughout the evening. We have crews spread out across Polk County, and as soon as we get to an area like this, of course, the most important thing for us is to bring you the information of what we're seeing, and also to warn you if any more of these storms kick up tornado warnings. We have crews in place for that as well. So we're prepared. This is what we're seeing from Pinellas to Polk County, and we'll continue to bring it to you on Facebook Live, and of course break into our on-air broadcasts to let you know if these storms get even more severe. Just an incredible night tonight, a tornado outbreak here in Florida. We'll keep you posted. I'm Michael Paluska reporting on ABC Action News' Facebook Live, and we'll boot back up once we get more.